Now you stand through the bars in a prison at your mental cell. You kick it through the walls and I would know it now. Screaming for forgiveness for innocence lost. To sing love for the chance to wish you well. Go on, tell another.
I'm in the studio with Kill the Fiction, and we're going to talk about their backstory, where they came from, and their thoughts on the local music scene, and a lot more. So we're going to start by going around the room, saying your name and what you do in the band.
Go ahead, you go first.
I'm Rigo, a.k.a. Papa Bear. I'm the manager, and I just run everything.
Pretty much.
My name's Kevin. I play the guitars.
Murdoch the Destroyer.
And, yeah.
I make noises with my mouth. And I sing, and my name is Nelson.
My name is Rob. I play bass. That's it.
My name is Eddy. I play drums. I'm the fifth
Your mic
wheel.
is off.
When the band's not around, I jump in and do some songs with these guys.
So how did you all meet? Someone want to tell me a little bit of the backstory of the band?
H-House.
Well, I met them at the studio.
Hold on. Rob's mic was off,
backwards.
so...
Oh, yeah, I play bass. I'm Rob.
His mic was off.
Got it. We're good. He's back. He's back in business.
I'm back.
It's history.
Well, you got your
Okay,
history
yeah.
first.
Who wants to start it off?
You start
Go
out
ahead,
there.
start it off, Nelson. You're the...
Long ago. No. We all met as teenagers.
As kids.
As children. Yeah, kind of as children. I met Rob and his brother and him and his mother through school. Rob's mother is a Spanish teacher.
Cool.
And we had a lot of history before that. His dad used to go see my dad perform at clubs, and somehow they became friends, and somehow down the line I moved to Jersey, and somehow we we all ended up being connected anyway. But
Not me.
yeah,
I wasn't
not
in the
this guy.
picture yet.
No, Kevin wasn't in the picture yet, but he came into the picture once we all started skating together.
No, that was high school. We got in the picture of high school.
Yeah, but
I knew Rob. I knew Rob from what is it? Middle school?
Yeah.
Is it middle
I
school?
knew. I seen him around, but I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't really know him though.
We
I
didn't
just
know
knew
each
of
other.
him.
Yeah, we just seen
knew
each
of
other.
each other. So then we started skating, and then from skating from there we went to Hillside, and that's when I met Nelson.
Yeah.
Freshman year in Spanish class, tried to steal my iPod.
I did not try to steal that.
It was smooth. It was because he said, yo, what you got on your iPad? And then I was like,
I got like
leave me
Eminem,
alone.
you know that?
I was like, I got Eminem. And then he was like, yo, listen to that. And then the bell rang, and he was walking down the hall. I was like, hey, give that my iPod.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I must be like Rosie at this point.
It's getting hot. So that, and then Nelson moved to Elizabeth, moved away from us. We were still skating.
Yeah.
A lot of skating, and then everybody just started fading away, the skating scene. It was getting cold, everybody was getting hurt, we were getting old.
It was more the hurting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more
Yeah.
falling and getting hurt.
There's
And,
a lot
you
of
know,
hurting.
We just weren't about skating anymore.
And then after that, I just picked up a guitar and started playing because my nephew got a guitar for his birthday. He didn't use it, so I just, what the hell. I played it. And then I told Rob, Rob was like, oh, I got a bass in the attic or something, so then he just started playing. And it was me and a bad Townsend isn't here.
Yeah.
But he is here in spirit.
He's here in spirit. He's the original drummer.
Okay.
He's in North Carolina.
Gotcha.
Shout out to Abad. Me and him always used to hang out. He used to come over to my house, and we had a little baby drum set too. So he'd play on the baby drum set, and I'd play on the guitar. And then we told Rob to get a bass, and then we just played.
Didn't you guys not want to
you guys didn't want a
No,
bass
actually,
player?
no,
They didn't
but
want a
we
bass
didn't want a
player.
bass player. We used this catchphrase called we'll just Dragon Force it. There's no bass in Dragon Force. So whatever. That was that. And then we had another guitarist, but he was also our friend. He started playing while I played. And then we were in sophomore, I think. Sophomore, towards the end of sophomore.
Like the Jackrabbit phase.
Or
Yeah.
we were the Jackrabbits, known as the Jackrabbits at that time.
Yeah.
And then there was a talent show.
At the school? Okay.
The
That was our
talent show
first
at the
gig.
school.
I saw the
Our
video.
first
The fir-
gig, we
the
showed
first-
But that was
the
with
video.
us and Kevin singing. And
That was
Kevin-
with me singing. We
Wow.
sang Blink 182.
That's
And it
the
was
first
the
one.
worst ever.
What
No
song?
one will ever see it.
all the small
All the
things.
small
Oh, I have
Yeah.
to.
No
see
one
that.
will ever
horrible.
see it.
I'm
No.
gonna find
Yeah.
it.
You don't have to.
Because I had my guitar, my nice.
I'll call the school.
I had a nice Ibanez and whatnot, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna change these strings, make it sound nice. The night before, I changed the strings, and I didn't know about guitars, so I didn't know that you have to keep tuning the strings.
Yeah.
So I tuned it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. It's gonna sound official tomorrow. Practice and whatnot. And we got there, my strings were like flopping down. It was like rubber bands.
I remember.
Why
doesn't it sound good?
It was like a band was playing on the school's drum set, and this school was like ghetto, so it had like
So that's
snare was like sounding
He
like a
was in-
notebook. It was the crashes were dirty as
He
hell.
was mad
It was
throughout that
bad
whole
as hell.
performance.
I bet.
Yeah.
And it just sounded like noise, like terrible
Yeah.
noise.
And
So,
Nelson
and
was
Nelson
watching. Nelson was
wasn't-
watching.
Yeah,
And
Nelson was watching.
Yeah, and then Kevin was singing. We went back home, and I was like, "Yo, we need a singer." And I was like, "Yo, Nelson's dad was a mariachi singer." So I was like,
it kind of just happened.
I was
Just make
like,
him sing.
He probably got the genes or something.
Yeah.
That's all I thought about. I was like, yeah, you probably got the genes, so I'm pretty sure you can sing. So then I was like, yo, Nelson, you want to sing? He was like, yeah. And I was like, all right, let's do this.
That's funny. I never wanted to be a singer.
Really?
Ever. Growing up, I was just like, nah. I'm not going to be a singer. I don't want to be like my dad. And then, like, here I am.
A lot different, though.
Yeah, a lot different, but essentially the same thing. My dad maintained the whole family. You know, just
Yeah.
singing. His family maintained their whole family just singing. But, yeah.
What a weird turn of events.
That's cool.
Here
So-
I am again.
That's crazy.
So where did the name come from? I honestly don't know, so I'm not just like telling the world to find out. I don't know where did the name come
That's
from.
That's Rob. That's Rob.
yeah, it came from
A mistake.
it came from a mistake, but it was like kind of something that I don't know. I was just trying to think of a bunch of names, and it's like the name Kill the Fiction. It just comes from like high school and stuff, and just the gang stuff. That's the first thing I was thinking about. It was like, you know, when we were hanging out with all these people, you know, you'd be kind of fake. You know, I would be listening to metal.
Right.
On the side, I love hip hop. But, you know, everybody's into that, and you know, if you listen to metal, they're like, you know. So I was like, you know,
Who are you?
I was listening to that stuff on the side.
Hey, Doug.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
ain't a
So, you know,
thug.
you would have to like kind of be fake in a way, you know. So Kill the Fiction was like, you know, I was like, yo, I can't. I want to like kind of just kill my fiction. Basically, yeah, that's basically what I thought.
It started as that.
Yeah.
It started as like a lot of the gang stuff, a
Yeah.
lot of, you know, who we used to be as kids and like what influenced us and why we became that way. And now killing your fiction is kind of just everything. you
Yeah,
know? Anybody can be shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anybody can turn tables. Anybody can
Yeah.
be a completely different other person. But we're kind of just trying to beat it into everybody that they should be the best possible them. And that's what it is at this point.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was about when I first wrote it. I just wrote it.
Yeah, we
just-
were growing
I-
growing up with it.
Yeah,
Right.
I just wrote it down just out of like just memory. I got like really frustrated because I couldn't make a name up. So I was like, you know what, man?
The name.
Yeah,
searching.
man. So like what? That was like 6 months, like year.
That's
And
like
one day I got
everything.
mad and I just wrote it down out of my mind and I was like, yo, I didn't get what it meant at the time, but then little by little we started all kind of going like,
We got it.
Yeah.
we got it.
I always ask bands like the backstory of their name, and some stories are just like there is no story at all. It's just like we just kind of pulled it out of our ass, and then the
Yeah.
other ones, it's just like there's so much meaning behind it. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
how-
That-
Well, like it's a little of both. It was pulled out of the ass because you don't even remember writing it.
Right.
He wrote it in a
Yeah.
little
Right.
notebook
I
in the
wrote
car,
it.
and
I
then he
wrote
put
it
on the
down
floor.
when we were going. I was going probably. I forgot what we were doing.
You were going to
We
a
were
barber
just
shop.
taking it.
Oh yeah, we were going to get. Either going to get a shape up or something, but we were. I just
Trying to
wrote
get that
it.
shape up.
I was like, oh man. I was like, you know what? I wrote it down. I was like, yo, Nuts, what you think about this? And he was like, that's just dope. And I was like, all right. I was like, cool.
Let's do it.
So then we just went with it, and then like little by little,
Then
later
came the
on,
ideas.
I started thinking about like kill the fiction.
But that was
I
like
was like,
later,
wow. Yeah,
later
it was
on,
later.
because after we got the name, we played because we auditioned for the
Talent show.
This was during around that same time.
Yeah.
We auditioned for the talent show. It was terrible. Whatever. We were looking for a name, whatever, and then we played the talent show as Kill the Fiction. We did a couple of Misfit covers,
Yeah.
Cool.
and then from there, like we didn't know what it meant. It just sounded cool. Hence, the legacy was born.
Yeah.
So you guys talk about a lot of bands that I wasn't expecting you to say, Blink-182, Misfits, because
Really?
I don't think of those kind of bands when I think of you guys.
Really?
So I guess on that note, I want to know, like, what kind of genre do you guys consider yourself to be if you had to classify yourself in a specific genre?
Booty.
Let's go with that. It's like, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
I got Eddie here,
What-
so I can throw it down.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't
Outside
and
perspective.
I mean, we love everything. I mean, the music that's out right now is pretty heavy,
Yeah.
but you know, something else is coming. So Ed knows what's coming.
I don't think they have a genre.
I don't either.
I like to consider
Now,
ourselves just
they're
playing
just
like
music.
heavy music.
They're musicians.
Like heavy music.
Considering that when I first met them, when
Oh,
they first
Lord.
started coming to the studio, it was thrash.
Yeah.
All out thrash.
Metallica,
thrash. And it was good. It was
Slayer.
very, that's when they had the second guitars. Really good stuff. And I don't know, there's something about them that I just started to see talent
Yeah.
more than anything. And I can say maybe in my own mind, I figured maybe I kind of maybe gave them a challenge because I kept talking to them, like, do more. You could do more.
Did you say that you were the owner of Helllhound?
Well, I am co-owner of Hell.
You are the owner of Tana is omnipotent. So
she is the owner.
she does not
Tana
count.
is the owner. She's the boss. I'm co-owner.
I'm just putting omni in front of that. That's how
But,
important it is.
Yeah, I'm the co-owner of Hellhound.
Hellhound Rehearsal Studios.
Yeah,
Hellhound.
That's where we all met.
The best.
And, but the guys were really good, and I just thought that they had more to offer.
Right.
So we kind of just talked to them a lot, and we were asking them some advice, and we go back and forth.
Swear I
and
thought
then
I
I
put it
just
on
started
vibrate.
to see a certain change, and this is where they get mad. They say that I broke up the band.
Ed broke up the
Because-
band.
I noticed that Kevin and Rob started really doing things differently,
Right.
musically. And if they remember correctly, the first thing I said was vocals got to change, drums got to change, because I saw it wasn't going to match. And then they had whatever little
We broke
blow
up for a little while.
for a little bit.
All the
And,
bickering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when they came back, they came focused, and I noticed that's when they came with Pulse, which I think, if I remember correctly, it was an original song that you just kind of rechanged.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was thrash.
Yeah, it was thrash, and I heard it, and I was like, okay. Nelson completely surprised me with his vocals. He was aggressive, but he had a lot of meat to his voice.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Cojones.
just screaming. He had some substance behind it. And then from there, Moonlight, and then Roots in the Mountain, which I always get to hear the previews of it, because
Yeah.
before anybody hears it. So
Yeah.
I started to see that, and they're just writing.
But there's a lot of in between those songs. There's a lot going on in between those songs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it
Between
take
those
a while
songs
to
and
write.
before those songs, because we always have trouble. There's always a trouble with these past 3 songs. There's always been a trouble that holds us back one way or another from writing the song and from quickly finishing the song, I guess.
Yeah, well, I've seen you
But,
guys. I've seen the struggle. You know,
that's
they come
what it
in,
seems
they
like.
go this, they change that, and they're not happy. They go back and forth.
I feel
But-
like that's every band.
yeah,
it's
but
not just-
if you pay
yeah.
attention to what you really want to do, that will happen.
Right.
Because you're not just writing for the sake of it. You want to get everything out, and I think that's why they struggle, only because they were really wanting to make sincere music.
Right.
They wanted to make it straight from within them, and I think, but now they're starting to pop them out a little bit quicker between the next.
Because we don't care anymore.
Yeah, and
We
that's
don't
always,
care
it's
what we
always
sound
been,
like.
it's always been that idea, but it's always been us conflicting our own idea. It's always been like, oh, we love the way the song sounds, but we got to do more.
Right.
We gotta
give
make it
more.
heavier
We
and
gotta
make it
make
metal,
this. We got to
stuff
make
like
it
that.
that. And you know what? At this point, we're just gonna go back to how we felt, like as a garage band. At least that's how I feel. I'm gonna go back to how I felt then. Everything we do has to be what it is. It's our creation. It's what we made. It's only good or bad because that's it. That's all it is. It's only ever going to be good or bad to everybody else. You got to just let it marinate for everybody else and let everybody else come up with their own opinion about it. It's like you said, you don't have a genre.
Right.
You don't always feel like a
Pressured to do
you know,
something
pressured or
specific.
just you don't always feel like the metal dude you are all the time.
Right,
so
of
go
course.
do something else. You know, go.
They're musicians.
Yeah, we're
Just
straight up
musicians.
musicians. We don't want to. Just feels bad when you all you can do is just play metal. You know, chug, chug, chug,
Yeah.
chug. You know,
Constrict.
we don't want to always do that.
Right.
You know, we listen to too many.
Yeah, we've already passed that phase.
Yeah,
We're past that phase where it has to be metal, it has to be fast and heavy. But
We just tell ourselves, you know, we want to write what we feel. And we like it. We like it. I mean, it doesn't have to be heavy. You know, that's just.
And in all honesty, we really kind of don't listen to metal anymore.
Actually,
Yeah.
I do a lot.
Well, we listened to it today.
There's a lot of metal that's just not good.
Yeah, he
But
probably.
Tool isn't metal.
But I mean,
You
I
can't
just,
consider
no,
Tool
I'm,
metal.
Tool is Tool.
I spent all day yesterday listening to Catch 33 from Meshuggah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, that's just on this day I feel like listening to that. It's like I'm trying to tell people that it's weird to be a fanatic of something.
Yeah.
When you're fanatic, you become fanatical. And
Right.
That's not a good place
No,
to be.
Not at all.
Not at all. I mean, you can't say that you feel one way all the time. That's
Their taste in music is pretty similar to mine. We can go from metal to classical
to some
to
funk,
R&B
to some
funk,
gospel.
The
to
funk,
blues,
gospel,
which
blues.
is something that I've always been in love with is blues. And
Electronic.
so all that stuff starts
Yeah.
to blend in.
I remember I taught Ed about
When you
blues.
you talked about it. Yeah, I talked about SRV, I know that. But they started to tap into music. Real music. Not specific styles or a specific way of playing, just understanding music and just letting it flow. And that's why they're starting to get where they're at, because they're just naturally just letting it flow.
So what's like the ultimate goal as the band? Is it more of like for a career, or is it more of just because you guys love doing it? Because there's some bands out there I feel like would sell their soul to the devil just to possibly
Yeah.
make it in the music business.
We already
What does
completed.
pop-
We already completed half of the goal, which is we're still together after all these years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still best of friends, making the music we love.
Yeah, it's. I always say we're always together because of the depth of our friendship and of the name. The name is more than just the. It's bigger than the band. It's bigger than everybody.
It's not a gimmick.
It's not.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a gimmick at all. You know, everybody went through this stuff, and you know, we turned into different people because of this band. Like I told Kevin,
Because
if
of this
it
experience.
wasn't for the band or his friendship, you know, I would probably still be in gangs and stuff. And Nelson too. If I would have never met Kevin, I would have probably been in jail or something.
Yeah.
Because you know he pretty much, you know, saved my life one summer. So, you know,
Because I'm a gangster.
just cause so I always tell him that. I always tell him, man, if you didn't hit me up that summer, I would have never been in the
Because it
band.
was either Rob going to the meetings, quote unquote, or I was like, yo, Rob, let's go skate, man.
Yeah. So I
With
mean,
my
it's like,
short ass
when I
hair,
think about that
fat
Kill the
skinny.
Fiction stuff, is like that name is like, it ain't even about, you
It's
know,
not us
it's
anymore.
it's not about, you know, money or anything. That's like a it's like a life thing.
That's a bonus.
That's just a, you know, this all this
Social
stuff
life.
is just it's cool,
Sorry.
but you know, just chilling with you know everybody, knowing Ed and stuff like that. That stuff is just that's kind of enough. You know, I love that stuff.
Yeah, all the people we met along the way just enforce
Yeah.
whatever we believe in. Enforce it, support us, everything.
And they don't even know it.
Yeah.
Which is the awesome part.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
like so many people that we don't even know about that are supporting us and we don't know it yet. And the more we come across those people, it's like, man, we only get more strength out of that.
That's cool.
We only
Yeah.
feel it more when we see that everything we actually thought about and everything that Kill the Fiction has embodied is becoming a reality on its own.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't had to do anything other than be ourselves, and the more we do it, it seems the more everybody else wants to do it with us. So
These guys here have something that most people don't have at this age, and they have character.
Yeah.
And because of that, that's why they're able to get to the level that they're at now and have the people that support them, so to speak. Between myself and Tana at the studio and Jerry Ramos at Mercury Recording.
Oh yeah, Jerry Ramos.
Jerry.
We will do pretty much anything for them.
Yeah.
Anything. Whatever they need. You know, when they go to record, Kevin is always hitting me up, yo, man, put me up with that orange. I said, yeah, man, take it and go record, you know. And whatever they need. Rob with his GKs, you know. It's just so easy to like them because they're genuine and they're sincere, you know. And when you see the kind of effort that they put in and the hard work that they put in to make the music they're making, you can't help but just say, you know what, these guys are on the real level of integrity. So whatever we can do as human beings to them, they're like my kids. They're like my kids.
Yeah.
They're like well, besides Rigo, who's old, and a bad who's in North Carolina. I got four more sons I got to deal with, you know.
Yeah.
And I do got to deal with them. We talk about this, talk about that, you know,
Yeah.
and this and that, and me and the bad are always fighting about drums and stuff like that. It's great, and I love it, and I will do anything for them. So when you see them, or if anybody gets the chance to talk to them, what you see is what you get. 100%, 24 hours a day. They do not waver. This is who they are.
Right.
And that's why I think, whether the term "make it," who knows what that is?
Exactly.
We made it.
You know what I mean?
We made it already.
We made it, buddy.
Their level of success is going to completely
We just need
be
money.
about it's going to be on who they are as individuals
comes with
and the
time.
musicianship. And I always tell them, I said, the band might not so-called make it, but as individual musicians, you guys have a future because they can play anything. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You want to hit them up for some work? Call them. They can do blues, jazz, funk, fusion. They can be session guys. They're great. You gotta do it.
For me, like this Papa Bear speaking was good. She's a family. Even this being right here, this is a blessing in itself. Like we used to. I remember when we first started the band. I used to be with the guys in the little garage. I used to tell them, "Yo, we can be on the Rat.
Yeah,
we can be in the Aquarium Weekly. The Aquarium Weekly named us 2012 band on the Verge band.
I know.
They take care of us. They always put us up. We're here now. And like even that whole voting contest to get this web session, that was a trip because people were like telling me like they were voting and there were people that working at computer stores. They were running around voting on each computer so they can vote a second time for us to win. And
I didn't vote for you guys. I didn't care.
I know. I was hoping they didn't win.
But when I look at the poll and then I see like 98% of the votes, I'm like, what the hell, man?
That's
It's like,
good. People like you guys.
Like and that's what really matters. Like to me anyway. Like for me, I always tell the guys it's family first, band second. That's how it's always gonna be. We don't care about the money. The money's gonna come whether we want to or not. But the whole thing is that to me, we already made it because people like our music. They want the music. People go on YouTube and use YouTube Converter to take the music off. If somebody's stealing your music, that's a great thing. Who cares?
Exactly.
I'm stealing, man.
That's
I
a
don't
lot of the
care.
people that like you guys though are bands, which I mean I think you've kind of created yourself because you guys are so supportive and like with Twitter and Facebook and always showing love to all these acts. I notice it like whenever I post something, you guys always, which is cool. I feel like somebody is listening to what I'm
Somebody's
saying.
watching.
It's just us. But it's what are some of the bands? That's what I want to know. That you guys seem to support so many, but are there some local bands that you guys are like really following hard right now?
Tooth
Because
Grinders, the
Tooth
first
Grinder,
one.
yeah.
Tooth Grinder.
It
They
really
are
depends
good.
on.
They're good.
It depends on the bands, though.
I got you on Tooth Grinder, Ed.
Yes, sir.
Some
They
of the-
go turn me on to tooth.
They're good friends of mine. So they're all grew up with my boyfriend. They all went to high school.
nice.
together, so
Awesome.
they're great friends of mine. They're good guys.
Yeah, they're cool, man.
It just depends on the band. I mean, a lot of the bands we used to like are gone.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
just
For real.
gone.
A lot of the bands that we grew up on, I'm like,
They haven't survived.
they didn't survive, and now it's like, Tooth Grinder
They
was probably
can't-
that last band that really
the most recent ones
Yeah, the most
that
recent
that
one.
hit us.
that hit us. Like, oh man, this is dope.
And Kid Felix, actually.
Yeah.
See them at
The
show,
first time
they
you
were
ever saw those
awesome.
guys?
Yeah, that was the
So
first time. They were
good.
really good.
Yeah, that's like, we
But
got some
for
vibes
me,
on 'em.
a local bands, Tooth Grinder, One Brick Down was. I loved One Brick Down
Yeah, when they first
first came out. One Brick Down, Grimace. They're from
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
Grimace,
The
Mighty
Mighty
Guys.
Oh, they're always great.
Windfarer.
Windfarer,
I love
of
Windfarer.
course.
That's like my
Windfarer. What are the local bands? Off the top of my head, those are the only ones.
Pretty much. I'm trying. I got so many bands in the studio that I like. I can't even remember.
I know.
that.
That's how I
Start-
feel. That's
start
exactly how I
reading
feel.
it.
Yeah, I know. I got my Bible.
They're like all there.
Sylvana Joyce in the Moment.
Oh
I think I
yeah.
know them.
They're really,
Savannah
really
Joyce.
good.
Yeah.
Sylvana Joyce in the Moment. Stiff Motion?
Stiff motion. Those guys rule. They're so
really-
fun.
they're
Sophia Nicole.
Sophia Nicole.
Sophia, yes.
Sophia Nicole.
Lovely Sophia.
Who else? Razor Blade Hand Grenade, the hardcore scene
yeah.
from upstairs, Brick City Hardcore.
You got to talk about NJ Bloodline.
Yeah, NJ Bloodline,
City
New Jersey
Stompers.
Bloodline,
One for
Hub City
One.
Stompers, Those Mockingbirds,
NJ Dots.
NJ Dots. They broke up, unfortunately.
It's all good.
Yeah, but in Aborted Memory, there's so many,
yeah,
and
Aborted
all
Memory.
different genres too. Like they're all good. Like
Owl.
Owl,
Formerly known
Owl,
as-
Owl, bass
Yeah.
player works at the Rap.
Really?
Seamus, yeah, he works here.
They're really good. They're really awesome. A Need for Reason. I love
Need for
Need for Reason.
Reason,
I love
yeah.
Need for Reason.
Absolutely.
Need for Reason. Iration, Trauma.
Oh yeah, definitely Iration.
Iration, Trauma.
Knuckleheads Trauma.
Yeah.
That's why I called you Knuckleheads.
Knuckleheads.
So you guys are naming a lot of bands that are up north that I'm not so much familiar with, but I have heard the names, so that's kind of going to lead into my next question, the question of death that I know you guys might not want to answer, but
That's Rigo. Yeah.
I am not as familiar with the north scene because the Rat doesn't reach up north. So I listen to like other stations, but I don't get it in as much. So what do you guys think? How do you think it compares from down here to up there? honest opinion, because I get bands from up north that will come in here and be like, there's no scene up north, like everything in Asbury and everything's so much better around here. And then I'll have bands around here be like, oh, it's so much better up north, like no one down here cares about anything. So I'm curious to hear what you guys' thoughts are on
You
it.
guys want to take that?
Go.
No, I'm forming my opinion. Never thought of this before.
I can hit
I
that.
think it just all depends on you, on the band.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
depends on
it
you.
definitely does.
I mean,
It don't
being
matter
up
where you
north,
at.
It's. I mean, I'm a lot older, so I'm in the '90s.
yeah.
There was a great scene,
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal scene. I mean, I told the guys stories. I mean,
Samuel.
there was there was club in called Packies. Yeah, every Friday night, original bands, packed.
Birch
Everybody.
Hill.
Yeah.
Um,
Chill.
But as to like now, it doesn't seem like is too many venues are helping out.
Mm-hmm.
They all want cash.
That's
Instead
all
of
it
letting the
is.
bands play,
Mhm.
bring whoever you have, but just just come and play. And so it puts pressure on the bands. They really can't get the venues they want. Down south, I can only remember from back when my son was playing, and it was nice. I mean, there was a lot of great bands down here. And you had
Love You,
the
Jonathan.
Saint, you had a Brighton Bar, you got Stone Pony. So there's more clubs here, I think.
Yeah.
It's a little bit better to play down here than up north, at least for right now. But I think it's just a matter of just don't make that pressure. Just play.
Just play.
Just play, man. Whatever. 5 people show up, but they love you. That's all that counts.
I sometimes feel like people say, like, oh, the scene's dying, but I always tend to disagree with that because there's always a show. Like, every night there's something going on. Like, you can totally go, and there won't be that whole, oh, maybe you don't bring 200 people to your show, but there's a show on a Monday, there's a show on a Wednesday. Like, there's always something happening.
That's the thing about some bands. Some bands want like the big shot. They want like 500 people at a
Right,
venue.
that's all they
but,
care about.
But if you have 5 people, then make it's more intimate. With
Mm-hmm.
5 people, make those 5 people your true fans.
Right.
Play your ass off, and they might like you and probably come back for the next show. It's just a lot of people are just aiming too big when they don't even work hard.
Exactly.
Just a quick one, yeah. We were mentioning that before on the car ride. It's we're tired of the word support the scene.
Yeah.
And you were mentioning sustaining the scene. You said there's things going on all the time.
Yeah.
Showing your support, showing up to that one show is okay. Sustaining it, keeping consistent at it, and this goes for bands and fans at the same time.
Yeah, the fans have
You
to
both have to be consistent.
Exactly.
You both have to
fans,
sustain
from
what
what I've
you're what
seen,
you're about.
get locked into a specific band, and that's all they want to see.
Exactly.
So you'll be like, okay, well, I want to see X band. I don't care about the other 4. I'm just going to see them and then leave.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what kind of starts to make
Yep.
make it worse, because when I was into the scene in the '90s, I saw so many bands that I never knew because I went to see one band,
Right.
and I stood for the other ones, and I was like, wow, these. And funny, some of those bands started to come to the studio.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, when Ages of Man came to the studio, I was like, wow, you're Ray.
Yeah.
I was like, I saw you guys in Packies, and it was great. But now they leave.
Yeah.
You gotta stay. If you love music, then enjoy. It doesn't matter what it is. If you like it, stay. You'll get to meet people. You'll get to see different things, experience different things. But if you get too locked into specific, well, only want to see with this band because that's all I like. Well, it's not going to help anybody else.
That's why every time I book a show, I make sure none of the bands sound alike at all.
Yes.
That's what I
That's
try
all-
to do.
that's really
So
cool.
it brings
Very
different
smart.
people.
Yeah. If you have
and
it kind of similar but still have diversity,
Right.
perfect.
That's
Because
what.
when you have 5 bands all playing the same thing, you
Exactly.
can close your eyes and not know who's playing.
Exactly. No, it's so true.
Yeah, you'd be like, who's playing? Oh, I thought that was the first song, and it's the last one.
It's the last band.
Because they're all the same style. When you mix it up a little bit, similar, but not the same, then everybody, oh, that's cool. It sounds good. This band sounds just like that. No, they're a little different. So it gives you more to look at. And that's the way I always thought. When we put a couple of shows on it when we were at the studio, and we kind of mixed it up, and we had some good responses from it.
Yeah.
We just got too busy afterwards, and we don't got time to do any more
Exactly.
shows. People keep asking us, "You gonna put some more shows?" Like, I don't got time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but I think what these guys are doing and the response that they're getting could start a trend. People start to see things differently. Take a step back and maybe not be so deep in it, and take a look back and say, "Okay, let's just be ourselves. Have fun.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's music. It's not that difficult. You play. You have a good time." So the scene, I think it's comparable. Maybe the South will win a little bit. I give it an edge to the South.
You guys got the beach.
Yeah, I know.
And you got Maria.
I always,
People- yeah, exactly. People wanna come out.
I always say that the major difference between the South Jersey scene and North Jersey scene is it's really comes down to that whole. It's a conversation that me and Ed have had a lot of conversations about, which is about the venues.
Yeah.
Obviously, the venues up north, they don't have as much history as the venues down south.
Right.
And the other thing is that there's a lot of reliance on the bands bringing the show, which I believe every band should take responsibility for who they bring to a show. How many? If that's on you. The venue's only responsibility is to open the door, and you're supposed to pack it in yourself through hustling. But up north, we just had another venue closed, which is Maxwell's, so that's gone.
That's tough.
Now we only got a couple of venues left. But the difference between the venues up north and down here is that people come to the Stone Pony or they come to the Saint.
Right.
Just because it's the Saint, it's the Stone Pony,
Exactly.
it's the Brighton Bar. People go there on a day-to-day basis just because they want to have a good time.
Exactly.
As opposed to the north, what I've noticed in venues is that people don't go to a venue unless a good band is playing.
Right.
And that's where the major difference is. That's why I always tell the guys, we gotta come down here because people actually go to see shows.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Whereas up there, if you're not hustling, if you're not promoting, if you're not doing what you have to do, then you're not gonna have a good turnout. And that's when it really comes down to the bands.
Exactly. So what do you think is like the next step? Do you guys? I know we want to get you guys on some shows. You say you're like, I know if you're not ready, you don't want to do it. But when do you guys think you're gonna get to that point?
Of course.
Sooner than later.
Hopefully.
I know
sooner
more
than
bands
later.
want to play with you guys. That's what I'm
Soon.
saying because they all like you, and it's a good thing.
We're a bit neurotic when it comes to our music and how we want to present ourselves. So we're kind of still figuring all that out. We don't want to go on stage and be the same band you see all over again.
I respect that. I really do.
But we don't know necessarily what it is yet that we're gonna do on stage. We don't know. Whether
we started thinking about it, but we're not in that phase yet.
Right.
I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
Because right now we really are focusing on making the best and funnest songs we can.
That's cool.
Making our favorite songs.
And then comes, what
how
the
do we
stage
present
would be,
them?
the performing arts. What is it that how are we gonna convey this message properly, and along with entertainment? It's. I don't know. It's a difficult question because you gotta ask yourself what you like.
These kids grew up.
And then
ask them how they were when they first started.
Let's
go!
Any stage!
We got some videos. We got some videos of you
I was like, Joe, slow down. We don't gotta play every time.
Yeah,
right.
We
Pick
just
a
went
good
in.
show.
Right.
Space it out.
I mean, we're trying to just drop a bomb when we come back. I mean, we're trying to, it's not. We don't just want it to be. We want it to be performing and entertaining as well. And we don't just want to go up there and just play. I mean, that's what we're gonna do.
We don't want to show you our songs live.
Yeah.
Right. No, I get that. I get that.
It's gonna. We want to rehearse them, live and just make it kind of a
performance,
a real performance.
It's a difference.
Oh yeah.
And it's just entertaining.
I think they might have gotten this idea from Tana. We were talking about Talking Heads.
I was from Morris Day at the time. That's all I was
The
saying.
video that did Stop Making Sense.
Yeah.
And I don't know if have you ever seen
Yeah.
it. That was a performance.
Yes.
That was gorgeous. And I think we were talking
And
about
the message
that.
makes sense.
And the message.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They set up their show so that it'll make sense, conveying the proper message.
Yeah. So I think they got that idea. They were like, yeah, you know what? That's a good way to do it. Make a performance. Anybody can get on stage and play.
Right.
Exactly.
But it's a performance. People need to be entertained. And I think that's why they're trying to figure out. I mean, I'm hearing things about fire breathers and dragons and that kind of.
Unfortunately, that's the problem. That's another problem. How are we going to be able to take all these things or whatever we end up setting up? How are we going to do that everywhere?
We broke.
Yeah,
I know.
We are still normal people. We all still work normal jobs, or whatever jobs we do work, and it's hard.
Working on
It's
earth most
like-
of the time.
It's hard to be the artist and just another human on the planet.
I get that.
Because it's not, we just don't want to do the music. It's like we haven't played a show in so long. I mean, we were rehearsing all that, but it's been so long that we do not want to just go up there and play.
Mhm.
We can't do that. When we do play, it's going to be like that bomb.
Well, I hope when you guys do play that I can get involved somehow because
You
I'd
can.
love to
I
do
mean,
that.
sure.
There's a lot of bands that, like I said, that are always like Tooth Grinder, especially because I hang out with them outside of a work environment, and they always talk about you guys are so cool and they want to play a show with you guys, and when, so I told them I'd ask. So
Yeah.
We'd love to.
Yeah.
Soon,
We'd
soon
love
to,
to,
Greg.
and we want to.
yeah.
But we just gotta, we gotta stay in that studio. I mean, we're writing right now, so we're kind of in that writing mode, set mind. So we're not in the performing or the rehearsing mode.
Yeah,
right
we
now.
we already got. We're already recording one song. Guitars are done. Bass is gonna be done. We're already finishing up another song with the studio with Ed. Ed's gonna be on drums.
Cool.
And
We
the
got like
ideas are
3 or
just
4 in
the
process,
ideas are
yeah.
just flowing, and they're flowing a lot easier now since we're not constricting
Yeah, since
ourselves.
we're not
Exactly.
Since we're
constricting
not, since it doesn't have to be heavy and fast.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Whatever mood you're in that day is
Yeah.
whatever
That song will do.
is gonna be. We try not to touch it too much.
The next
'cause
one
then
is going to
otherwise,
be really
it's-
good. Jerry from Mercury is going to do the drums on this
Cool.
Yeah,
second
Jerry
one.
Ramos from
I got
Mercury
the third one. Then
Studios.
I already heard snippets of the fourth one, and I'm already trying to fight because I want that one. The bad ones.
Yeah.
These guys got like 3 drummers they can pick from.
For real.
Me and the band are having a war over the next one. I'm like, man, I want that. We get into that one.
Are you guys gonna release the songs individually? Or are you planning on
Yeah.
doing
Oh,
one?
Yeah,
Okay.
always. We
Cool.
always do it individually, yeah.
We have-
It lets the song
Marinade?
marinade, serenade.
Simmer?
Everybody just instead of
Sancocho.
giving one person, like handing out a CD with whatever, like 5-6 songs. Everyone's gonna
15.
listen to it,
Yeah,
and then it's like, all right, when's the next one coming out?
Right.
So instead of that, we'll just say, here, take this song, listen to it, hate it, know it,
Love it.
and then
Yeah.
we'll come back again.
Yeah.
We did the next song, before you, I'm telling you, you're not even going to know what's coming.
I'm excited.
I want, oh, wow, yeah.
Ed gets snippets.
We're
I
gonna
get-
piss
I get-
people off.
I get excited.
always good.
I get excited when I
That's
get
usually our
that
motto.
Yeah.
We
Yeah, I
we
mean,
always
we're-
go into every song
the ne-
thinking,
the-
all right, everybody's gonna hate us for this next one. So
Actually,
just,
you know what's funny?
just do it.
Remember
the more people we have hating us, the
when
better.
you came out with Pulse.
Yeah,
like,
I think
everybody's
you
gonna
all
hate
for your
this.
Thrash fans
Yes.
and everything.
Yeah.
But I had told them before.
We've lost a lot of fans.
There was something that I mentioned to them. I want to see if they remember real quick. Before they switched over, when I had suggested to Kevin something with guitars, with him and the other guitarists, to do like a dual harmonic thing. And like, oh, cool. And they worked, and it came out real nice. And they were playing a show at the Casa Rock. And I told them, I said, I guarantee you nobody's going to know you changed that part.
Yeah.
They're not going to pay attention. They're just going
Oh,
to be
yeah.
running around, thrashing their hairs,
Yeah.
backing at the
Yeah.
wall. Nobody even knew they changed that
wouldn't.
part. And it was so beautiful when it came, because it really filled the song out. Nobody paid attention. And I told them, I said, nobody ever will.
Yeah,
I says they won't.
People don't pay attention.
They don't pay
No,
attention.
and
True
people will.
musicians,
Right.
fans will listen to it and they'll be able to understand each part of the song and take the journey. Most of the time, people just want to thrash around and bump their heads, and that's fine.
And
But-
you know what? It's better. I remember you telling us even way back when that it's better that we lose those people. It's better that we lose those
Absolutely.
people that aren't gonna like the progression of it because they're not gonna get used to how we're gonna keep progressing.
Yeah.
Exactly,
they're-
and you know what? You guys should do it that way. And I'm going to take this for an example because it's perfect comparison. I got to interview my favorite band in the world, Incubus, last year,
Great
and
band. Great band.
they, for me, that was like monumental. And their last album that came out,
It was everywhere. It was awesome.
I adore it. But then you'll hear like a snob Incubus fan, I'm not buying that record. I'm not their fan anymore. I'm not this. They sold out. They
Yeah.
sold out. I hate that word
lot
sold
of
out
that.
because
Sure, a lot of
if
that.
Incubus was playing when they released Science now,
Yeah.
people would laugh at them. They're in their 40s. They're
Yeah.
not going to be playing that kind of music now.
sure.
You have to evolve, and if you keep putting out the same kind of music, to me, that's not a true artist.
Yeah.
And I always look at it the opposite way. They're not selling out. They're molding into something different. They're playing what they feel is
exactly.
right.
They're progressing.
And that's how it should be. You guys don't always have to be metal just because people think you're a metal band. It doesn't have to always
That's
be
a
like
good
that.
example. I mean, if you look at Tool when they first started,
Exactly.
to where they are now, you're like, wow.
Yeah,
What
well,
you
band-
saw, and you
well-
saw it gradually.
Exactly. And it
You know?
should be like that. If you put
Absolutely.
out the same music all the time, I don't respect people like that. Everything
Yeah.
sounds the same.
You have to.
Yeah.
I always say, growing up, you have, I always loved music, and I always thought, if you're gonna play, push it to the limit.
Exactly.
Push it as far as you can go. Do not just stay with one way of doing something. You got to always just move further. Okay, this is great. What next?
Right.
What next? Use all the influences you have, and that's what they do. They use a lot of their influences. And they surprised me. I was like, wow, they really grew up quick. Kevin's talking about all these different things. Sends me videos of world music, of Mongolian
yeah.
chanting, and all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, I could hear Nelson doing that. So I can already know they're starting to get into that mode.
When we doing that, this is so much music. If we play metal all the time, we get kind of you just get kind of like just depressed and just like you know, we don't like playing the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
You know how hard I fought with them on that one.
We can't. It's like we get so excited when we get to play like anything like that's even like
as soon as something new pops in, it's just, you know, it's a breath of fresh air for all of us. We're like, oh, okay, this is something we totally don't know about.
Like, my ears can rest.
Let's do it.
Smooth, you know, and that's always good. We love that.
So if fans who are just hearing about you from this session, if they want to talk to you or listen to your music, what's the best way for them guys to reach you?
Well, they can pretty much reach us anywhere. They can reach us on our website, which is our main hub, which is www.ktfnj.com. Everything's there. All the Twitter, all the Facebook. You can email us. You'll find us on Facebook, but the main place to go is www.ktfnj.com. Just email us from there. They can get all our music. Don't buy it, please. Just email us and we'll just send it to you for free. You don't have to buy anything from us.
Right.
You know, that's just basically how we are.
You can message us
Except
all
t-shirts.
personally if you want on Facebook. If you can find us, just go to our page and we'll most likely be liking, you know, something somebody says.
Yeah.
We'll be around. We'll be there. You know, just ask us if you need to. We already have people asking us whatever they want to ask us and let us know about whatever they want to let us know about.
If you go to the Facebook page, it's facebook.com/KTFNJ. It's easy. Just go to the info and you'll see all our profiles as administrators. So you can click on our pictures
perfect.
and they can find us right away.
Cool.
And because we're big on interaction. We're big,
I've
big,
noticed.
Big.
Just
Yeah,
wanna talk.
ton of stuff on YouTube too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
we
YouTube
got
is
stuff on YouTube. We got Twitter. We have
Everything's linked up.
We just got a Vine,
Cool.
Instagram, MySpace.
Making a comeback.
Facebook.
I heard.
I love it.
I heard it on the radio.
I love it.
Oh, their MySpace making it.
Yeah. Just crazy.
So what are some parting words that you want to give Kill the Fiction fans? Any thank yous, any shout outs? It's all you guys now.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
First and foremost, I know everybody's been hearing that fan word. We don't like that fan word because you guys already know you guys are family, first and foremost, because without a doubt, you guys are the ones making this band go.
Yeah, you guys help us run.
On the real, because the things these guys do is like, they really, really, really love the band and the dream and the message, and they're part of it. And before anything, I just want to just sell them all out there because they're probably going to hear it. This is Papa Bear telling you guys, 'cause I talked to you all throughout the night. I love you guys so much, and we're definitely going to keep working hard to make you guys proud of us.
A shout out to my lovely chocolate shout out to my lovely
I love you.
a shout out to my lovely lady chocolate bunny Sunny Brito. I love you. My momses, my dad. Happy Father's Day tomorrow. All the fathers. Is it
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow.
Happy Father's Day to everybody, and thank you all for supporting our dream and your dream as well. You're riding this dream with us. Thank you.
Hi. Yeah, just thank you to anybody who's been part of the experience.
Maria,
And
Thank you.
anybody who's involved. Yeah, everybody who is involved knows who they are. And it's only getting a little bit harder to start mentioning everybody who's getting involved.
I'm trying to
So I'm
think
gonna
right
keep
now.
the names very minimal, but Ed, Tana, Hellhound, Mercury Studios, Jerry, Mrs. Tormentia,
The Aquarian Weekly.
The Aquarian Weekly.
Cutting
Yeah.
edge Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Cutting
Zay
edge.
Cobra.
My mom, my dogs.
Dogs are listening.
Anybody who's been along on this ride. It's not over yet. Yeah, bad. It's not over yet, and we hope to only make it better. And you help us, we help you, and that's kind of how it is.
Exactly.
Humanity.
Alright.
You have a mic.
Yeah, I got a mic. Hi, I want to give a shout out to my mom. I love you.
Little Ray Ray.
I love you so much.
Little Ray Ray on the block.
And all the
It was hot as balls.
everybody. You said everybody. Ed, man, I love Ed. I love everybody.
I love Lamp.
The mysterious brother that nobody will know of, Eddy.
Yeah, I love my brother Eddie.
Yeah, he's the mysterious one. I got to see him once.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, everybody said everything.
Thank
Just
you
love
to
everybody.
Maria Mar.
No problem. My pleasure.
Me, I want to thank the guys for allowing me to be a part of their musical experience. They always get mad at me when I say stuff like this, but it's true. I'm a 48-year-old guy. These guys are in their 20s, and they brought me into their world as much as I brought them into my world with the studio.
We were teenagers.
Yeah, teenagers.
Yeah, we were children.
Yeah, like
we still
18
are
whenever
children.
they first started to come in there, but they allowed to ask me to play with them and be a part of that. It's an honor. It really is. And so I thank them for everything that they bring to me. They've taught me a lot too. You know, I thank my girl Tana Helllhound, of course.
And a banana.
Fern Helllhound.
Bernie.
My son Jonathan, my daughter Melissa, and Helllhound Studios, Rahway, New Jersey. Come check us out.
Yeah.
Alright,
Biggity boom.
Sounds
And, of
good.
course,
Thank you.
Maria.
Thank you very much to
Thank
the
you.
Rat for
Aw.
having
Yes.
us.
Yeah.
Anytime.
We made it, baby.
95.9.
The
We
timing-
did it. We made it.
timing
We
is-
did
The
it.
rat's making it. Getting on the rat's making it.
What's that saying? We in Hollywood. We're what?
Oh, we in Hollywood. We neighborhood.
We neighborhood. We in Hollywood. We neighborhood.